Arno, is it fair to say there's a lot to take from that?
Yeah. But the main thing to take is that we scored 3 goals from set pieces, and maybe you can even argue a fourth, because the one from Cody was a bit later on when we had a set piece. So that can make a big difference in the game, because I don't think 3-0 at halftime was to the run of play. Was a fair reflection of the run of play. But yeah, so many times I've been on the opposite side that we deserved so much more, but didn't get it because of a set piece conceded. And today I don't think we deserve to be 3-0 up at halftime if you look at open play. But that we were up was maybe okay. But 3 was nice.
Nice in the sense that in your press conference in the build-up to this, you were asked a question about slow starts. It couldn't have gone any quicker for you this afternoon.
No, that's true. But in all the other games we've played, we had a lot of set pieces as well, but we struggled for a long time to score from it. But we did have our chances, so we always knew things will go back to normality to again. And this is what is happening now. Now we still generate a chance, but now they go in, and then all of a sudden things look much nicer. But from open play, I don't think it was our best game of the season. It was a good game, but not the best. But yeah, set pieces can make a massive difference.
Right, let's have a look then at the tables, and this is what that win means for Liverpool. Puts them up into 5th and just outside the top 4 on goal difference. But as I mentioned, Manchester United, of course, in Super Sunday action tomorrow from 2 at home to Crystal Palace. Manchester City minus Erling Haaland, who's picked up a slight knock in training, so he hasn't travelled for their game away at Leeds United in the Saturday night football that gets underway in just under 15 minutes' time. A chance for City to draw within 2 points of Arsenal, who go tomorrow in the final part of Super Sunday at home to Chelsea. Aston Villa remaining in 3rd, but after that defeat away at Wolves last night in the Friday night football, a chance for the team around them to begin to close the gap. But Chelsea dropping down into 6th ahead of that date with Arsenal tomorrow. Brentford remain in 7th after that incredible game.
This is the story, and as it stands there, right on Manchester United's tail. So these are the second half goals. This is Gakpo, Michael, making it 4-1.
Yeah, we all know how much he loves cutting in on his right-hand side. West Ham should know that. Wan-Bissaka should be sending him down on his left foot. Takes a little deflection into the far corner. He'll be delighted to score that goal. But really, I think West Ham should have prevented this one.
He's normally so well in his position, Wan-Bissaka. Just don't let him into the box. Once he gets into the box, he's in full control. Then it's too easy. Gets obviously a little bit of luck, with all the bodies in the way, but you can't let him come into the box like that.
Yeah. Tati Castellanos made it 4-2 for West Ham, but then this really was the sort of nail in the coffin for Nuno Espirito Santo. Axel Disasi with this own goal, 8 minutes from time, Michael.
Yeah, lovely little ball from Gakpo. And Frimpong, nice to see him back. Disasi doesn't do much wrong, that's just a little bit of bad luck. That can happen. Obviously Liverpool pressing forward, getting balls in the box, things like that can happen. But West Ham made a little comeback, and you thought, oh, can they squeeze something out the game? But then Liverpool closed it out quite nicely.
So yeah, it is the 3 points that Arne Slot needed. And when you look at that Premier League table there, guys, Liverpool right on the heels of Manchester United. They play Crystal Palace tomorrow, and look, if they'd scored just one more, they would. Well, a couple more actually. They would have gone 4th, but they're right behind them on goal difference, and they are right in the hunt now.
Yes, they've been picked up a couple of good results lately. Of course, with the likes of Aston Villa now, they're sort of dropping a little bit in terms of points as well. So Liverpool, that will buoy Liverpool, because at one point you were thinking, wow, are they going to make the top 5? But I think they'll be a little bit more confident tonight.
And down the bottom of the Premier League table, what about West Ham? Look, no one's expecting them to go to Anfield and get something necessarily, Jermaine, but you look at it now, 2 points from safety, as it was before the 3 o'clock kickoffs. And with Nottingham Forest there, Tottenham, I mean, Leeds, can they still drag them in if they're not to win against Manchester City later on?
Maybe. I think they've got to obviously forget about the game today. It was always going to be difficult. Focus on the next game. The performances have been so much better. There's been so much improvements, and that's all you could do. I think at this stage now, just keep working hard, keep performing, and then hopefully they'll try and get out of it.
Through that kind of games, score early, it helped the team, the fans also. You feel more confident, and obviously go half time with 3-0. It's nice, but they showed that it means nothing, because they could come back in the game. So yeah, we considered as well, but when you concede, you have to be able to score goals, and we scored 5 today. And it's been a long time that we score a lot of goals in the game, so that's nice.
Also the set plays as well. Is that something you're working on a lot at the moment as a team? The last 6 Premier League goals have come from non-penalty set pieces. That's the longest run we've ever had in Premier League football.
I mean, yeah, obviously we had some problems at the start of the season. We've been talking all together, working on the pitch, set pieces and stuff. So that's good that today, it works. I think we deserve, because we put a lot of energy in this. So yeah, that's nice.
You mentioned as well before the challenges that come with West Ham. That is the Premier League, isn't it, this season? That no team will lie down for anybody.
Yeah, no team. Every game's difficult. Like full of great teams, great players. They leave nothing to the end of the game. So yeah, every game we play is always difficult. It's never an easy game, but we can win games, and we have to keep going.
I think it's 16 for you now, isn't it? In all competitions this year. It might be 17. I might be missing one, but you're in some fine form. First year in the Premier League. You must feel so good about it.
To be honest, I could score more today. I'm not that happy. But it's not even all goals, it's assists as well. Today I think I give 1 or 2 assists, I don't remember, but yeah, as long as I can help the team and be involved, that's the most important, and I want to win. So personally I'm happy, but I'm looking forward for the incoming games.
You set such high standards. It's great to hear you say that, almost, that 17 and it could have been many more. You want more. You think you can improve week on week.
Yeah, obviously I can improve. I could score also. The last games I had great chances, so I have to keep working. I want to be the best version of myself to help more the team, because I know I could help more, but it's always about lessons and getting better. So I'll try in incoming games to be even better and score more and be involved more, and yeah.
Well done today.
He's hungry for more, he wants to improve, but
like that.
My goodness, what a start he's had to Anfield Live. 16th goal, as Pete said there, all comps this season.
Listen, it was a difficult start for him at Anfield, with big price tag, come with big expectations, got a good CV, and then all of a sudden we go and buy Isak and we bring him in, for 120 million, was it? And he must have been thinking, I've come here to start, I've come here to play, I've gone to spend 120 million, he's going to get in ahead of me, so what am I going to do? And the only thing you can do is tell the manager that you want to be playing in the team, and by doing that, it's been putting in performances, hard work, graft, and scoring goals for centre forward. And he's gone and done that. He took his opportunity unbelievably well. Wasn't on the back page of the papers moaning, wasn't knocking on the manager's door. It was like, I will show you. And you could see that in his performances. And I was willing him. I love this little story. I was willing him to score goals. Not that I don't want Isak to play, but just that I just felt for him. Is
there an element of it, maybe that takes the pressure off in a different way, though, if somebody else is brought in and is the marquee signing, if you like, and as you say, he's got the attitude then of, I'll show you as well, but all the pressure isn't.
Yeah, the competition for the place is one thing, but when you're being brought in for 120 million, you kind of look and thinking, he's going to play. I am not going to play here. So, what have I done? And I don't know what happened with the talks. I don't know whether they promised him he was going to play. I don't know whether they said Isak was... I don't know. But from the outside looking in, it just looks like he's come for a big price tag. He was going to play, and then they bring Isak in, and it's kind of like, oh. But he has been given his opportunity, and he's taken it. And, he's become a firm fan's favourite. He started straightening up this relationship with Vert, who I think... he said today there he wasn't happy with his goals, but also J-Mo made a good point. His movement was really good today. Players weren't finding him. He has that relationship with Vert. Vert finds him all the time. He little 1-2s around the box. The movement's really good. Vert creates a lot of opportunities for each other. And I did miss him today, and I think maybe not sulking, but maybe he was upset by that. But he gets his goal, but he wants more, and he just wants more and more and more, and I love that about him.
In terms of his stats, David, we speak sometimes about Liverpool starting games slowly. He has 6 Premier League goals in the first half of games. It's a combined total for the rest of the Liverpool team of 5 in the first half of Premier League games. So the team might start slowly, but he always comes out of the box pretty quickly.
Yeah, What I said to Jay, I mean, just watching him today, there was times where he was making runs and not getting the pass. I'm not going to say he was frustrated, but you could tell that he was expecting the pass or wanting the pass. He didn't have that. He's electric, and I think one of the frustrations that we had early on in the season, going back to what Jason said about Isak being in, was Isak was starting a lot of games and Ekitiké was coming on, and then changing the mood of the game in a positive way. What we're seeing now is that, and probably in a sense, what we were talking about with Rio right at the beginning of the show, is that we know that Ekitiké is going to do things early. So if you bring on a sub, you're going to get an earlier response, which is what we saw earlier on in the season. But now that he's starting, because Isak isn't there to stop him from starting, shall we say, he's doing everything, a lot of stuff in the first half. But exciting player. I like the hunger. The only warning I would give is don't get too frustrated with being frustrated, because that can be very detrimental.
Easy to do though, I suppose, in the moment.
It is, you want more, and when you win 5, I mean, again, ironically today, the first 4 goals have come from set place situations, not open play situations where we've seen him score a lot of goals. So maybe a bit of the frustration is that he hasn't got the goals in normal open play transitions. It's been around the set play movements.
Go on.
Yeah, I agree with JMO there. It's like sometimes you can over-analyse your own game. You know, you can watch it back and think, well, I should have done that and I should have done that. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. But he's got this rawness about him, and he's got bags of ability, and he's got this rawness, gets him into positions, and, you know, instinct for being a striker. He's got it. He's got pace. He can see things. He's got good movement. He can come short. He can go deep. You know, he can hurt in a number of different ways. You know, I agree with JMO. Don't go away and be frustrated and really beat yourself up over it. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. Do you know what I mean? But you've got on the score sheet today. You've done your job. You were effective.
2 assists.
Yeah, and 2 assists.
Yep,
It's like
yep.
he's had a good day. He's had a good day.
It's a good day at the office for Hugo Ekitiké.
Yeah.
He is exciting in the moment, but I think probably one of the most exciting things is he's 23 years old. You're looking at him, Florian Wirtz, the relationship they have together, and you're kind of looking at the future as well, which is really exciting. The prospect of them playing here together for quite a few years to come, hopefully, David.
And then a youngster comes on as a sub and does his bit as well. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's as a young talent who could get a lot better with more game time, with more again exposure with quality players around him, like we've seen him develop this season. Don't get frustrated by it. Just understand that things don't always go right, like Jason says, and just understand that you'll get better in time, and in time you'll be looking back at this and going, that's fine. Today, as I say, the goal wasn't scored in general open play, but he was looking to score it. There'll be games before the end of the season where he'll get that ball and he'll put it in the back of the net, and then he won't be worried. He'll be happy.
There's also adapting to the Premier League. I mean, you know, he's had
7 months, Chase. I think he's adapted.
No, what I'm saying is like next season, you know, he's going to be playing against players he's familiar with. You know, when it's new, you know, you don't know what you're going to come up against. You don't know who's playing with. You know, there's going to be some clubs that he really likes playing against, because you get that as a player as well. You know, when you're season in, season out in the Premier League, you think, I quite fancy playing against West Ham, or he didn't bother me last season. You know, I'm going to have a good day today. So there's all that's going to come into it. But you're right, the relationship with Wirtz, you know, Rio's going to start getting more game time. You've got Salah. You know, it's just, listen, the club's in a healthy position, very healthy.
From one of the newer members of the team to one of the older members of the team in the best way, Virgil van Dijk celebrated 8 years here just last month, Jason. He gets goal number 2. I know. Unbelievable,
I remember when we were trying to get him, we were away. Yeah, I remember that.
It's like the
yesterday.
Best late Christmas present, wasn't it, when it came in January?
Yeah.
But yeah, he gets goal number 2. I feel like we can speak about Virgil, and it's almost after so long, it's almost taken for granted that 99% of the time he goes out, does his job, has an outstanding game, but you have to give him credit where it's due, especially on the goal front, David, because he's been really contributing in that sense in recent months.
Yeah, I mean, it was... it seemed like a quite simple goal, really, when you look at the delivery. I mean, it's 5 yards out, centre of the penalty area, but his movement, I think Maverick Panos might be marking him. He's given him a little shove, got in front of him, and got the header in there. Should have had a goal against Manchester City. Some referee decided it was a bit iffy, and that could have changed the whole complex of the season. However, I'm not moaning about that. But we talked at the beginning, didn't we, about how leaders on the pitch with Dom. Obviously, Virgil being the captain is a leader, but the way that he plays, again, demonstrates that he's got that leader quality.
Well, it's 3 wins in a row. It is the first time this season they've hit a side for 5, but not, he says, their best performance of the season. Well, be a Fair assessment for you, Dawes?
100% completely agree with Arne Slot there. We ask from set pieces, only scored 4 before today, and get 3 within 45 minutes. One of them was a second phase, but still they all count. There's different ways to win football matches, and as comfortable as it looks at 5-2, the game doesn't look like that when you're watching it. Or it certainly didn't. Even at 3-0, I've called it game over, and they come straight out after second half, West Ham, and show a response. So, but credit to Arne Slot, up to 5th, 3 wins on the bounce, and plenty of positives, but realise it wasn't perfect.
And in terms of that top 4 battle, at the moment outside on goal difference, but of course Manchester United still have to play tomorrow at home to Crystal Palace, and we know how good they've been under Michael Carrick. How big a scrap are Liverpool in to get Champions League football next season? Well,
they are, because it's not in their hands. With teams playing in and around, and they've got to find this consistency. And when maybe things aren't quite going right, you have to ride your luck a little bit at times. But they've got some big games coming up, starting with Wolves on Tuesday, and then Wolves in the FA Cup, Galatasaray, and then we go in the Premier League. The next 4 after that is Spurs, Brighton, Fulham, Everton. So some big games for him. We were just saying there with Merce how you talk about very likeable manager. He's had challenges this season with players that have come in, and talk about hitting the ground running in the Premier League. How challenging it can be. No Wirtz today. We're starting to see glimpses of what we saw in Germany. Ekitiké, who I'm a huge fan of. And I think for him, probably the best thing that's happened is probably not saying that his mate and his strike partner or someone who's up against it. He's having a consistent run of games, scoring goals, getting assists, and a top player. So it's been a challenging season for him, but I like what I'm seeing with Liverpool.
Is it safe to say they're just doing enough?
Yes, that's probably what I would say, Boydie. I watched them last week against Forest, and sometimes, results cover things up. Last week in the first half against Forest, they were terrible. Yeah. They could have been out of sight, Forest, and then they ended up getting a little bit fortunate.
What is it though, Dawes? Because
do you know what?
Goals, are they that open?
Yeah, even today. I mean, Somerville was electric at times. Alisson making some big saves, and probably a little bit of poor finishing from West Ham at times, decision making. So they've got to nullify the opportunities of the opposition, and that was the same at Forest. I look and think, wow, on the counter-attack, transition, exactly the same today. But in any game of football, you have to score when you're on top, and that's what they did today.
Very good afternoon to you. So it feels like as a team now, you're developing some momentum, 4 wins in the last 5. Do you feel as a team, after what was such a difficult start of the season, you're beginning to get back to something like your best as a side?
Yeah, I think it was a good afternoon, and like you said, it's true. I think we step by step we're getting a better team, and obviously we had a difficult moment during the season, but hopefully these last games are the start to something beautiful.
Cody, congratulations on your goal. You were 3-0 up at half-time, and I called it was game over. West Ham came out, put a good fight up, but then you came out convincing. How much did you have to work for that? I know it was 5-2, but you still had to work for it.
Yeah, of course, we worked very hard, even in the first half. I think we scored out of 2 set pieces, or maybe 3 even. And yeah, obviously the score 5-2, but I think the game was much closer than the end result. The good side, and we had to work very hard.
Hi Cody, Sue Smith, hello. Congratulations. It's coming towards the business end of the season. You're in good form, obviously. What do you think the team can achieve this year?
Yeah, obviously we're coming to the end of the season. We're still in the Champions League, still in the FA Cup, and fighting for top 4 at the moment in the league. So I think, yeah, there's a lot to play for, and hopefully we can keep the momentum we have and build on it and keep getting better as a team. So to end the season in a beautiful way.
Cody, you just touched on scoring from set pieces there. You got 4 before today and you get 3 in 45 minutes. How important is it for you all to come together and score in different ways?
Yeah, very important. I think in some games, when the game is stuck, or then you know that you can even score from a set piece, which we lacked maybe in other moments during the season. And yeah, it's very important to score in different ways, from open play, from set pieces, from everything, and yeah, that's good.
Wolves away to come next on Tuesday, Cody, and then you've got them again in the 5th round of the FA Cup, and then it's Galatasaray. What was the team's reaction to that Champions League last 16 draw yesterday?
Yeah, obviously we looked at it and we opt for a fight. We've been there this season already, which was a difficult game for us. We lost, so we know what we're up against, and we have to perform even better.
Cody, really appreciate your time this afternoon. Thanks ever so much for joining us. Congratulations on the win and the goal this afternoon. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Right, it's going to be a busy half-time, isn't it, gents? Michael Owen and Jermaine Defoe in the studio with me today because we've got 10 goals to show you, 3 of them coming at Anfield where Liverpool lead West Ham by 3-0. And by the way, 7 consecutive goals, Liverpool, from set pieces, excluding penalties, the longest run by any side in Premier League history. Here's the first one. It came from Ekitiké, who's been in great form this season, hasn't he?
He has. I mean, I've already spoken on this show about how highly I rate him. He's been central to most things that have been good about Liverpool in this first half. You can just see him loitering on that back post. I mean, the strike is okay. It takes a little deflection, that helps, and it wriggles into the near post. I do think Castellanos, I mean, he's got a centre-forward's mindset. He's thinking break, but they haven't got the possession of the ball. He can't leave his man there, and Ekitiké is on his own and finishes it well.
Defoe having him as a striker, we thought it would all be about Isak this season, but he has really stepped up, hasn't he, in his absence?
Yeah, I think when you talk about all the signings over the summer, he's the one really that really excites you. He's a goal scorer. His whole round game, to be honest. And this one here, obviously Van Dijk, his presence, in both boxes, just sort of like dominating that sort of area. But it's quite interesting because if you have a look at Wan-Bissaka, for whatever reason, he comes off the post. There's a reason why you're on the post. You've got to stay on the post. But obviously Van Dijk gets first contact.
And an offside shout in there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, but it's tight. But I just still feel like Wan-Bissaka, he should stay on the post. That's why you're there. But obviously Van Dijk doing what he always does, in those sort of situations.
Gomez stood.
Well, Gomez is in an offside position, of course, and he's right in the middle of the goal. So I suppose lots of people will be saying, "Well, that's interfering with play." But I mean, the goalkeeper would never save it, regardless. I think, on balance, it's the right thing to do is to give the goal. And then again, another set piece. That layoff people might think in fact he makes it look easy, doesn't he, Jermaine? They have a little chat here, you block, I'll go round the back, and but when the ball lands at Ekitiké's feet, I mean, the calmness and the touch is just brilliant.
He just makes it look so easy.
It's not an easy skill, though.
No, it's not. It's not sort of like to have that soft feet, nice soft feet, and that's brilliant. Yeah, love that.
Lovely
finish. Great volley by McAllister.
Yeah, that was just before half-time, that one. And it means, by the way, that all 3 goals have come against West Ham from corners. And they have conceded, as you can see there, 15 from corners this season, a league high. That's where the danger is. That's where the worry is. That's how you get at West Ham, isn't it?
Well, exactly. And Liverpool's record at set pieces hasn't been brilliant this season. They've conceded a fair few themselves. So to flip-flop that and to obviously score 3 goals from corners will please Liverpool, will please Arne Slot, and more of the same in the second half, I think. This could have been a little tricky fixture. I thought, actually, with West Ham's form coming into it, it would be, but they've put them to bed pretty comfortably.